There is something special about freshly brewed coffee that brings us joy, comfort, and energy. When we think about coffee and coffee houses, one of the first companies that comes to our mind is Starbucks. But unfortunately, or fortunately for some, they have been facing extreme challenges due to its support for a country that has been conducting genocide in Gaza. There have been severe boycotts from the Muslim world and the international community that are damaging its reputation and revenue. Let's take a closer look at what is going on, how they have adapted, and if they have even adapted and did something about it. My short response is yes, they did something special about it, and their move will surprise you. To make better sense of the situation, let us look at the following line graph. I want you to pay attention to the period between 2019 and 2024. As you know, during the pandemic, all the companies, including Starbucks, suffered financially, and there was a decrease in revenue, approximately $3 billion of loss in revenue. But then, during the post-pandemic period, it recovered. The rate increased. However, between 2023 and 2024, there has been again a decrease. Now, you might say, it's not a big deal, it's so small, insignificant decline. However, if we look at the next report, it says Starbucks faces over $11 billion loss in its value. Since November 16, shares plummeted 8.96%, triggering a 12-day consecutive decline, the longest in history. The boycott's impact stretches globally. Now, let me admit that this video is basically my university assignment in which I needed to analyze the diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts of Starbucks. Anyways, let's look at DEI practices of Starbucks. First of all, I'll summarize the company's reports regarding their DEI efforts, and then I will mention my own observation. So this report is the official publication of theirs, and oh my goodness, those rainbow people are everywhere. Here is their message. We're rooted in our mission to nurture the limitless possibilities of human connection. We're committed to creating environments where everyone is welcome and belongs. Now let's take a look at what they are ready to offer. What kind of achievements they made. Throughout our history, we've been dedicated to our mission. Boring. So, developing and maintaining an inclusive workforce, mentoring partners, anti-bias curriculum, pay equity. We are committed to consistently achieving and maintaining 100% gender and race pay equity in the US. So, let me comment on that. Why the US only? Isn't it a transnational company? And shouldn't their standards apply and be equally important in all the branches around the world? This is something to keep in mind. So setting and maintaining representation goals. If I'm not mistaken, by 2025, they have to achieve at least 50% of women working across all corporate levels, and 55% of women working across all retail roles, and 30% of women working in manufacturing roles. This is their goal. They haven't achieved that yet. So we build a bridge to a better future. This is their community. About equity, they invested, and here's the list of domains in which they invested. So Community Resilience Fund, over $40 million has been contributed to support small business growth. Supply diversity, to spend $1.5 billion annually. With diverse suppliers by 2030, and paid media. We are important to allocate at least 15% of paid media investment to minority. So that's basically it. And that is why I decided to look at YouTube, their official channel, and their videos, commercials, advertisements. Why? Because, well, I don't have Instagram, Facebook, or other social media apps. Yeah, that's why we'll take a look at YouTube. After observing many of its commercials advertisements on YouTube, I haven't found anything special. Just like many other major companies and corporations, it includes actors and actresses of different sexes, races, and nationalities. I would rather emphasize the black people and white people as well as males and females because in most of their commercials these distinction can be noticed. As you can see, this is the example. We had females, now we have black, man, and here you have the transitioning. Here is another commercial which features the online application where they can order it. As you can see, it's about the student's life, and this white student girl, probably girl, is giving the cup to a black friend of hers. Here is another example of an ad features a person of color. She's studying. Here is the stuff of the cafe that I don't know, trying to help. It's the demonstration of how the company is supposedly helpful and caring for all of their customers. So every table has a story. Now, let's dive deeper into this message. I understand it in the following way. Every person who visits the Starbucks cafe has his or her own story, which means they're unique, they're individual, and the company recognizes that. The company recognizes that and endorses that, which is a clear message of we accept diversity and we include people regardless of what their background is, which is quite praiseworthy considering the fact that we are focusing on DEI only. It makes sense actually because Starbucks is a multinational company with thousands of branches around the world and millions of consumers with different backgrounds. They need to pander to them and earn their trust, obviously. But are they doing anything about Muslim customers and human rights activists that are boycotting it and basically making it suffer? I'm not the first one, actually, to mention that, but still, it is worth mentioning. It is worth showing. Here is their new DI approach to attempt to include them, to show them that we are not enemies, we love you, we need you. They wanted to film new commercials featuring hijabi women. I mean, look at this DB casting. It says, role fits for you if you are someone that wears a hijab or head covering. My reaction is just, okay, just before that, let me make a remark. Okay, let me make a remark.
How do we laugh? We laugh politely. Ha ha ha.
Now they want to feature Muslims more, or at least people who look like Muslims in their media campaigns because they've been devastated a lot financially. Let's be honest, yeah, they're trying to bring back those whom they lost, aka Muslims. They want their support, they want their money, first of all. Plus, its branches are getting close in Middle Eastern countries and beyond, so they have to do something about it. We love coffee, we accept diversity. There is no difference between black and white, Asian or Hispanic, but in no way will we support the company's alliance with the Israeli state that has been committing the bloodiest genocide, the war crimes, and the worst human rights violations since World War II. If you as a company truly value humanity, equity, and diversity, then you will resist the incentives or pressure from the Israeli lobby.